Hello friends, welcome back in the channel of Clinical Care Insight. Today we are going to start about the skin diseases. Fine. The skin diseases is dealt under one separate branch of medicine. Probably you all know about it, and that is called as the dermatology. So dermatology is basically a specialized field in the medicine where we are going to study about the normal anatomy and physiology of skin. Fine. We also study about what are the diseases which can affect the skin and what are the possible cure. Got the points? This is basically called as the dermatology. Now, in our today's lecture, we are going to discuss about the first skin disease, and that first skin disease is called as the acne. Probably you all are, you can say, aware about the one common skin problem, okay, which is generally happen during the adulthood life. Okay, and that is called as the pimples. So acne is basically what? It is a pimples. Fine. So what we are going to do first, we will discuss the normal anatomy and physiology of skin. Okay, what is actually skin means and what are the layers of skin. Okay, what are the glands which is present in the skin and how they are working. First lecture we will see all these you can say part, and in the next lecture we have the detailed discussion over the acne. Understood? No problem. So let's begin today's class. Make the heading diseases of the skin. Now, as you know that the skin is the largest organ. Okay, skin is the largest organ and it is present on a surface of a body, isn't it? It's present on the surface of the body. Because it is present on surface of the body, it is the more prone towards the microbial infection. You know that the innate immunity, one of the barrier of innate immunity is our skin. So whatever things we are interacting with the environment, the first organ which is present in our body which interact with the external environment is our skin. So it's quite possible that skin first got affected, okay, as compared to the other organs. Now, one thing we understood now that the skin is the outermost organ or outermost part of our body, and it is more prone toward the microbial infection. Okay, it means skin must have it must have to you can say hard, as well as it must have flexible, it must have, you can say, durable. Got the points? Because you know that we are using our skin, we are moving our skin. If it is too tight, okay, or if it is too tough, so it's very hard for us to move it. Okay, so skin must have to be it must have to be some mechanism by which it can resist the pathogen, it can resist the colonization of pathogen. Understood? So skin must have a capacity to repair itself fully to form a physical barrier, okay, which is impervious to excess water loss or to damage from the environment. You know that our body need you can say a constant environment, okay, a constant equilibrium. So for achieving that constant environment, we have certain mechanism, okay, and that mechanism is called as basically a homeostasis, isn't it? It's called as the homeostasis. So homeostasis is the way by which our body, you can say, balance their parameters. So if we take the example of the water and electrolyte, we know that whenever we feel too hot, you can say evaporate the sweats, okay, we evaporate the sweats, and that sweats contain basically the electrolytes and water. So skin must have, you can say, the porous structure. It must have the pores by which we can you can say exclude the excess heat. Fine. Now, generally it's like it's known to all of us that whenever we are affected with some of the skin disease, we have the anxiety, isn't it? Because skin are, you can say, display of our body. It is a display of our body. Whomever we are going to meet, first they will observe is our skin. Yeah, they first observe our skin. So it is a display of our body. So whenever any problem is happening in our skin, that lead to the anxious condition, or we can say the anxiety. So the skin diseases and anxiety are, you can say, correlated. Now, patients with their skin disease are unemployable. That's true. In severe condition, that is true, because most of the skin diseases are contagious. Okay, they can spread from one person to the another person. Now, the skin also has important homeostatic function, which we discussed already, is about contributing to the thermoregulation. Thermoregulation means basically maintaining the constant temperature. Maintaining the constant temperature. What is the optimum temperature for enzymatic reaction in our body? Yeah. What is the optimum temperature of our body for enzymatic reactions? Yeah, very good. It's a 37 degree Celsius. On 37 degrees Celsius, our enzymes work optimally. Fine, no problem. Now, let's come to the next slide. Now, in next slide, we will discuss first about the structure of skin. Now, a structure of a skin is, you can say, observed microscopically. Okay, microscopically. If you cut the piece of a skin and observe on the microscope, you will get the first layer as a epidermis. First layer as a epidermis, and you can say successive to the epidermis, there is a presence of dermal layer or dermis layer. Okay, so the structure of the skin at its cellular composition work in harmony to prevent infection and to deal with physical and chemical challenges from outside world. Now, the normal thickness of our skin is 1 to 2 millimeter. Sorry, how much? 1 to 2 millimeter. And generally, you've seen it's like it's practical that old person have, you can say that the skin integrity is very loose. Okay, so as we grow, our skin structure is changes. Got the point? No problem. And as I said that the layer of the skin consists of the two layers. The outer one is, yeah, very good, it's a epidermis, and inner one is a inner dermis. No problem. Now, let's see the structure. Let's see the structure of the skin. As you are seeing that the uppermost layer, this layer is called as the epidermis. Okay, and this epidermis have further divisions. Okay, the first layer which is present in the epidermal region is called as the stratum corneum. Okay, stratum corneum. Another layer which is present, you can say, below the corneum is stratum lucidum. Stratum lucidum. Now, next layer is stratum granulosum. Another is stratum spinosum. Okay, and the last layer of the epidermis is stratum germativum. Okay, stratum germativum. So once again, the epidermis consists of the 5 layers. The first one is stratum corneum. Okay, strata means layer. Always remember that word. Strata means layer. So you come across in the textbook stratification means layering. Okay, stratification means layering. So basically the strata words denote the layering. The first layer is the corneum, next is the lucidum, another one is the granulosum, okay, then spinosum and germativum. Fine. Now, as you are saying, below to the epidermis, there is the presence of the dermis layer, and which is quite, you can say, larger as compared to the epidermis. Now, in the dermis area, there is the presence of sebaceous gland. This presence of sebaceous gland. Now, this sebaceous gland, they are meant for very special function. Okay, it secretes the sebum. Okay, and this sebum is act as a protection. It's act as a protection. Got the point? No problem. Now, so this sebaceous gland, and the diseases which we are going to discuss, the first disease, that is called the acne, or also commonly called as the pimples. These acne or pimples is result due to the blockage of this sebaceous gland. Okay, due to the blockage of this sebaceous gland. So write it down. Blockage of the sebaceous gland lead to the formation of acne. Okay, lead to the formation of acne. No problem. Now, apart from the sebaceous gland, you see there is a presence of one special muscle, and this muscle is called as the adductor pili muscle. Adductor pili muscle. It is a muscle, and here you are seeing that these muscles, they have the nerve endings. You see these parts, see these parts, they are joined with the nerve endings. So this erector pili muscle, you are seeing these are the nerve endings. This yellow are the nerve ending, and these nerve ending, they are not only limited to these muscles. You are seeing that these are also going to supply these glands, and these glands are what? They are the sebaceous gland. Understood? It means the secretion of the sebaceous gland, is, you can say, dependent upon the nerve supply. It's dependent upon the nerve supply. It is under control the nerve supply. Now, you know that our skin have the hairs. We have the hairs over the skin, and these hair, their roots are present inside the dermal region. And this is called as basically the hair follicle. What this is called as the hair follicle. Hair follicle. Got the points? No problem. Now, apart from the epidermis, dermis, there is a presence of subcutaneous layers. Subcutaneous layer. This subcutaneous layer basically consists of the muscles. It have the muscles, and it possesses one gland which is meant for secreting the sweat, that is called as the sweat gland. So generally a student have the confusion between the sebaceous gland and the sweat gland. So always remember that sweat gland is meant for producing the sweats. Whereas if we talk about the sebaceous gland, it secretes one special protective, you can say, a chemical, a fluid, extracellular fluid, which you can say make one film over the skin, which protect the skin from the microbes. Got the points? No problem. Now, and remember that acne will arises due to the blockage of this sebaceous gland. Now, the important things which you have to pay attention here is that these sebaceous gland, around this sebaceous gland, as you are seeing, there is the presence of some of the microflora. You know that normally some of the bacteria are present in our body. Some of the bacteria are present on our body, and that is not harmful. If their number goes higher, or if they become, you can say, debiosis. Debiosis means if there is a destruction in their niche, in their colony, then if they are, you can say, dislocate from their normal place, then it can cause a disease. But normally on their natural place, wherever they are present, they are living peacefully. They are not causing any diseases. And that's why they are referred as a normal flora, or also called as a microflora. Fine. So in the skin, this you can say this region called as the dermal region, in the dermis of the skin, there is a presence of around this sebaceous gland, there is a presence of some of the you can say microflora, and this microflora is basically called as the C. acne. This red as you are seeing these red patches, you seeing these red colonies. These colonies, they are basically the C. acne population, C. acne species. These ones, they are the C. acne species, and they are present in their adequate number. So now, what are their function? Why they are present here? They are present because they are a part of normal flora. And they utilizes the fats, you can say, present in the, you can say, sebum. They utilizes for their nutrition purpose. But whenever there is a, you can say, disruption in the secretion of sebaceous gland, Okay, if sebaceous gland is become hypersecretive, means they are sebums are secreting too much. Okay, you can say the beyond the requirement, then these bacteria, the C. acne bacteria, they overgrow. Okay, their growth become over, and they can block the sebaceous gland root. Now, the another most important things which you have to understand as far as this acne is concerned is the something called as the pliosebaceous unit. What is? Yeah, that is called as the pliosebaceous unit. Okay, called as the pliosebaceous unit. These pliosebaceous unit, they are meant for very, you can say, special function. They are meant for the very special function, and that function, okay, that function, first I should write the pliosebaceous unit. Okay, so pliosebaceous unit basically consists of, you are seeing this hair follicle, and this is called as the hair shaft. This black one, this is called as the hair shaft. And you see the secretion, yeah, the secretion of these glands, the sebaceous gland, the secretions comes from this root. Okay, and if these bacteria, they become overgrow, okay, and if they can block this whole, you can say, the pliosebaceous unit, then there will be a disruption in the smooth circulation of sebum. Okay, and that's why these glands, they become bulge. These pliosebaceous units is become bulge. Okay, and this bulging, you can say, lead to the formation of first a primary, you can say, the acne referred as the comedo. Okay, and then sometimes it becomes enlarged. It's start, you can say, overgrow over the skin, the upper layer called as the epidermis, and that lead to the observable acne formation. No problem. Now, once we discussed about the skin and their structure, and we also understood about the why, you can say, acne occurring. Okay, we seen just because of this blockage of the pliosebaceous unit. Remember, the pliosebaceous unit consists of the sebaceous gland, okay, and these hair follicles and their shaft. So these regions are basically referred as the pliosebaceous unit. Now, let's move ahead and discuss about the appendages of skin. Okay, appendages of skin. So we've seen about already the epidermis. Epidermis is the basically outer layer of a skin, and it is formed by the stratified epithelium. Epithelium. And the important feature of the epidermis is it does not have the, you can say, blood supply. Okay, that's why whenever you rub the skin, some of the part of the skins, they, you can say, become it's detached from the normal integrity of the skin, but you don't have the, you can say, blood flowing over there. Okay, and just because the epidermis don't have the blood supply or vascular supply. Now, nutrition is provided to the epidermis by the capillary dermis. Remember that our structure need a blood supply. So whenever the one structure they don't have the blood supply, okay, then this is compensated by their you can say nearby layers. So the requirement, the vascular requirement of the epithelium, okay, is done by the next layer, and that layer is called as the dermal layer, or also called as the dermis. Fine, no problem. And we also discussed that as person is growing, their skin integrity loses just because less containing of the water. We also seen about the layers of the epidermis. That epidermis layer consists of the 5 sub-layers, okay, called as stratum corneum, stratum lucidum, stratum granulosum, stratum spinosum, okay, and stratum germinativum. Fine. The stratum corneum consists of the corneocyte, and we are going to see that this corneocytes, it's play a role in the acne formation. but for a while you just understand that the stratum corneum consists of the corneocyte. Now, stratum lucidum. Lucidum means clear. Always remember the lucid word in the, you can say, the medical field, it denotes the clarity. Okay. So stratum lucidum is basically a translucent zone. It means it's a clear zone. Then we have the stratum granulosum. This stratum granulosum, it consists of the keratohyalin. Okay. And this keratohyalin is a precursor of keratin. Keratin is basically a protein. Okay, which help in the which help the maintaining the integrity of the skin. So keratin is a protein, and this protein's precursor, that is called as the keratohyalin, it is present in the stratum granulosum. Now, the next layer is the stratum spinosum. This stratum spinosum is basically a spine-like projection. It is a spine-like projection. And the last layer is characterized by the presence of melanocyte. You know that melanocyte is a special kind of cell which secrete melanin, and melanin is the one who decides the skin color. Okay, if there is a too much melanin are present, a person have the black appearance. If there is a less melanin concentration on the skin layer, then a person have the fair skin. Fine, no problem. So you have to remember these layers along with their characteristics. Okay, along with the characteristics. Now about the dermis, we've seen that it is present inner to the epidermis. Okay, and it is made up of the collagen fiber, and it have the adequate vascular supply, means it have the adequate blood supply. It exhibit the elasticity, it exhibit the elastic property and capable to holding the water. Okay, no problem. And dermal layer consists of the fibroblast. The function of the fibroblast is to maintain the integrity. Okay, mark these words, they are important. The function of fibroblast, okay, is meant for structural integrity and elasticity. Okay, so suppose if our skin is too tough, okay, then whenever we touches some of the rough surface, it easily become injured. Okay, just because our skins are, you can say, elastic, you can say rub your hand, okay, vigorously, but you don't have you can say immediate injury. Okay, immediate, you can say, the cut on the skin, just because it is the elasticity, and this elasticity is, you can say, mediated by the fibroblast, which is present in the, yeah, very good, it's present in the dermis. Now let's move ahead and discuss about the you can say the two layer of the dermis. The dermis consists of the two layers. The first layer is called as the papillary layer. Okay, and these papillary layers, they contain the chromatophore. Chromatophores are a special, you can say, vesicles which are holding the chromatin. You can say the chromatin substance, means the color imparting substance. Fine. And the next layer is the reticular layer. This reticular layer, it have the immune function. Because it contains the mast cell, and you know that mast cells are the one who is involved in providing the adaptive immunity. Okay, adaptive immunity. Got the point? Apart from the mast cells, this reticular layer, they contain the nerve ending and the lymphatics. Fine. Now, so now what things we discussed? We discussed about that skin consists of the two principal layer. The upper one is called as the epidermis. Okay, fine. And the next layer is called as the dermis. And both the layers, they have their own characteristics. Now, you seen in the you can say in the skin diagram, just see once again. Skin consists of the hair shaft, isn't it? Skin consists of the hair shaft. Apart from the hair shaft, skins have these hair follicles. Okay, and it consists of the erector pili muscles, sebaceous gland. Okay, and also it have the sweat gland. So this sweat gland, hair follicles, okay, this sebaceous gland and this hair shaft, they all are referred together as a appendages of skin. They are referred as a appendages of skin. So the appendages of the skin consist of hair follicle with the hair, nails, okay, sebaceous gland and mammary gland. Understood? No problem. Now we know, for this far-going discussion, we understood that the color of skin is decided by the melanin. But my friends, the melanin are not only one, you can say, pigment which decides our skin color. The blood, the volume of blood which is present inside our body is also one of the factor which is, you can say, deciding our skin color. So remember, whenever we are discussing the color of skin, the color of skin is, you can say, understood by the two things. The first one is called as melanin, which is secreted by the melanocyte, and another one is called as the hemoglobin in the blood, because hemoglobin are the one, yeah, which have the color, So by this we completed today's our class. In next lecture we will discuss about the acne vulgaris in detail. So thank you with having me. Bye. Have a nice day.